Good morning. Welcome to Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. We're going to first start out with our word of the day. Our word of the day is scuttlebutt. Scuttlebutt is our word of the day, which is rumor. Scuttlebutt, which is rumor or gossip. Tell me everything. Fill me in on the latest scuttlebutt. So let's go move past scuttlebutt and move on to how our heat map looks. Heat maps, we may need to refresh this. Just make sure we're looking at the latest heat map. Still looks pretty ugly. A lot of red. United Health is down 4.5%. Elavon looks like is 3.12. Only thing that's really holding up is big cap tech. So that is what we're looking at. Bond yields are really screeching higher with fear of inflation. If you have a fear of a hard landing, recession coming, similar to 2008, this may be a good place to roll over your hard-earned wealth that you built over a number of years. It goes up the step, up the step, up the step, whereas index investing, stock market goes according to market forces. You don't want to turn a 401k into a 201k. So that is the story there. If you'd like to learn more about the program, they're currently offering 25 to 45% bonuses on any new money coming in. So that is that. And let's go to our charts. There's a chart of Abercrombie and Fitch, one of the top stocks of the day, up. Their earnings came in at 449%, a 21% earnings surprise. The other one was Dick's Sporting Goods, even though their earnings were down 3%. Got a big jump up 16% today. And finally, Chewy. Their earnings came in, they're up 55%. And you can see the stock is up 26%. Huge gap up. So let's go to our US dollar index. Dollar is kind of gapping up. I guess it's going to be a little shy. You can see it is gapping up here above its 200-day moving average, up 0.45%. Silver is up. Silver is up and gold is down. So silver got a big gap up yesterday. Silver prices had increased quite a bit, so that's why silver moved up, and it's continuing its move up today. Copper pricing is pulling back to its 20-day moving average, gap down. And Arrow, it's a big mining company in Canada. We follow. Not sure why, but over the last 2 weeks, internet service has been really unstable with Xfinity. Here we go. We can see that arrow copper is slicing through its 20-day moving average. Let's look, bring up our bonds. We're just going to pause the show temporarily. So we are going to use our hotspot since we can't really rely on our Xfinity internet. So this is the 10-year yield. It bounced off of its 50-day moving average yesterday, and we got a big gap. We got a gap up again today, and it is streaking. It is up 1.67% up to 4.61 near the top of its range. And here's the 20-year gapping up on the 20-year as well, up 2.44% up to 3.74% yield. Our VIX, or volatility index, is gapping up as well. Was higher. So it's up to 13.88, up over 7%. Take a look at our small capitalization index, which suffered the most under increasing bond yields and the gap down below their 200-day moving average. We had put a stop on Dutch Brothers yesterday, and we got stopped out over here. Bought it right about here, so made a profit, but it's not really what you want to have happen, but keeps you making money. So let's look at the QQQ. NASDAQ pulled back to its 10-day moving average and is bouncing a little bit here. And this is the equal weight. Once you take out the big cap techs, you can see they pull back to their 50-day moving average on a big gap down. S&P 500. It's pulled back below its 10-day moving average. And let's look at the equal weight without the big cap tech. And we got a big gap down under the 50-day moving average here. So that is a little danger signal there. So let's look under the covers of the S&P 500 and financials. Financials gapping down, trying to fight back under their 50-day. Communications, where Google and Facebook are, they're holding pretty steady. Energy pricing. Big fall down on the energy companies. Take a look at the US oil pricing. And we're down as much earlier. And they're falling to the 20-day moving average. Look at our semiconductor index. They're holding up pretty good. Looks like they're trying to fill this little gap here. Got a little slowdown again. Here's the metals and mining. Right between its 10 and 20-day moving average. Just gonna switch to our other internet, see if we get any better no matter where we are moving it. It is a frustrating experience. So we're back. Can see home builders sinking under the weight of bond yields. You have infrastructure. Infrastructure is down, gapping down. And biotech sinking below its 50-day moving average as well. So that is where we're at. MicroStrategy, it's holding up. Looks like we got a little cup with a handle here on MicroStrategy. Take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is pulling back a little bit today, off close to 2%. And Bitcoin is pulling back as well, off about 1.5%. So that is a situation with the dollar getting stronger. These two are going to be a little weaker. So we'll kind of just see how things move forward. NVIDIA, as we saw on the heat map earlier, NVIDIA is up. Continue rising. So we got a gap up here. This is a breakout on earnings. So as with our gap up rule, I guess it doesn't want me to, there's our line. As long as it stays above this gap up line, it's good to hold. And right here, it looks like we're getting pretty close to the profit line. This little green area is a profit line. You can see here's a consolidation. This is kind of a high handle. And then here's a blue area where it broke out, and it just continues up. So I think we got in on this day, on this move up above moving averages. and just kind of held into earnings, and it moved up there. See if this will allow us to. Next, we're going to look at Kava. So we're back. Got Kava. I believe it was looking to take out some people's shorts, maybe. Came below its 20-day moving average and then bounced. And we just kind of have held, and now it is just surging. It is up 6% for the day after being down earlier. I think it hit its low at 74.26, and now it is just surging higher. We had a stop on some new shares that we bought at 77 last night, and it stopped us out. But we have kept everything else on, and Bros stopped us out. With a profit, we bought right over here, so we did have a profit in there. We did put on an option to buy them at 36. So that's what we got going there with Ditch Brothers. ELF. Take a look at ELF. Had a little bit of a pullback in ELF. It was up at around 193 yesterday. I think this is going to just kind of bounce back and forth, oscillate here. Got out of Toast this morning. Toast sliced right through its 50-day moving average. We had a stop right about there, and it hit our stop and got us out. So we had a 22% profit right there. Got a little slowdown in our internet again. We're going to end the show here. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. Hope to have a little bit more stable internet so we can work our show in a professional manner, but go out there and continue to work on your goals and your activities. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.